one day I got paid and I bought a camera. Like I don't know why I bought it, but like for me, I think that at that time there was a lot of people. There was a rush of people just shooting everywhere, and I think I was part of that rush of like people buying cameras, and I literally just started shooting in the streets. Like I literally just went everywhere. Like I used to document my way from home going to work because I used to work in Krugersdorp, and I'd shoot like that process and post it online. Like, and I know with you, right? You went to the market photo, right?
Yeah, I went to the market.
How did you?
But funny thing for me is I hated photography. I didn't like photography.
For real?
It was the worst shit that ever happened to me. Like photography, I hated it so much because
Why?
I think it was too much because of my aunt. I think I felt so much pressure because of her. I think when I came here in Joburg, 2010 or 2011, I worked at ABSA as an IT specialist there for like 6 months, and then I got bored, and then I went back to my aunt. I was like, yo, I need to go back to school, because initially for me, whenever I'm bored, I just go back to school.
Yeah.
I just go back to school, and then I think she told me to go to the market. I went to the market 2012. I went to the market. I did my foundation there. I did my intermediate course, and then after that, I just went out and I went to go hustle. Funny thing, I actually bumped into you at the peak when I was telling you that, yo, I want to go to Cape Town. I want to like pursue my fashion thing. Then Cape Town, you were like, no, man, here's the ticket to go to Umuzi.
Yeah,
I think for me, like after getting that ticket, I think I was exposed to a lot of people that are in the industry.
Yeah,
I think I was exposed to a lot of people in the industry, and that what made me like decide on what I want to do with my photography.
I don't know how I got into photography, but I got to a point where I literally focused on one thing, which is literally like documenting people and telling people stories, and it wasn't anything that I was conscious of at the time, but like I saw it later because of the collection of work that I put out. Like they have a certain theme to it, even though they might differ, but they had a certain theme to it. I know you're also like very much into fashion. Right?
Yeah. Fashion is my love, man. Fashion, like since I was a kid, man. So when I started like doing this photography thing, I told myself like, yo, man, you must do something that's close to you,
Yeah.
And fashion, like I've been like on that fashion tip since I was a kid. So I think for me, it's easier for me to like shoot something that's close to me, where you can send like a voice and people can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I usually see people posting about how it's very sad how every person out there is trying to be a photographer and all that stuff. But what do you think about it? Like having like a saturated.
Not everybody's a photographer. You know, not everybody's a photographer. People get it twisted. Like for me, I think sometimes people are not that brutal enough to tell. Like if you have a fucked up image, be like, no, you can do better. I think for me, if you're more brutal, that's how you make a photographer. So from like social networks, like I think whenever you want to try show yourself out and like advertise yourself, but do it in a way where you can stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up and face people.
Yeah, like have your own kind of voice in a way. Because I really do feel that, for me personally, I feel like it's a good thing that there's like a lot of people shooting, even though some of them might be.
But it's not a good thing because people copy and paste. That's the problem.
The thing is, for me,
why do you want to have a copy and paste?
Let me tell you why. I think it's good that everyone is doing it, because I think we're at a point where like creatively people are trying to find their feet.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for someone to pick up a phone and shoot, or pick up a camera. It doesn't really necessarily make you a photographer. But for me, for the fact that you're trying to find yourself in this space, or a space where you can actually express yourself in a way. Yeah. For me, that's good.
Through cell phones.
Yeah. Immediately when you do that, you expose yourself to the creative community.
But don't you think that's like a trend? Everybody's doing it through phones.
It's been a trend for how long now?
Some people are not doing it like for photography. They're doing it because they want to have followers. They want to have this and that. They don't raise out a voice. I
guess people have different reasons. But for me, I think the biggest reason is that people really want to find themselves in the creative industry, because from growing up, we were all fucking drilled with this whole thing of, go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, and all that stuff. So now, if you don't know where to go via creatively, and you see how it's kind of easy to get into photography, it's easy for you to pick up a phone and start shooting. But what the industry does, it'll filter you out. And I guess now it gets to a point where we start to question ourselves, like the value of the work that we put out in social media. Is it really like making some kind of a change within society.
I think it is a lot, especially when it comes to your work. You know, you have your own certain niche. I have my own certain niche. You know? And as like the photographers are flowing, they're all gonna reference us and them. It's like me creating like a platform for them.
I think I'm taking the spaces that I've literally known for like the longest time, or the spaces that I was really exposed to growing up, and infusing them with what the industry might consider to be like commercial photography. Because I know I had an experience where I lost out on 2 jobs, right? Those were really 2 big jobs, where they told me that I don't have enough commercial experience. You know what I mean? Which is
bullshit,
fucked up.
Bullshit.
You know,
bullshit. Is there such? There's no such, bro.
Yeah, like it's really because the industry they'll literally consider someone who's been around for probably the past 10 years, and these are the same people who've been doing the same thing
over and over again
for a long time. Over people who literally have like a new eye, or people who see things differently within the industry. And what I think now is that the only way to kind of like move away from it is us to literally create our own platforms and start creating our own type of work and literally saturate that shit.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I guess. Like example, like you've been shooting like stills for the Hangman. The Hangman. I didn't think in my life where I'll end up shooting stills. Because I just did stills. I just did stills for Chris, you know. And that shit there, I got it through you, because you were like, oh shit, here's my work and shit. And I was like, oh man, I'm inspired. Let me try to do the same thing. You know? I think for the industry right now that we're in, is us teaching our own self. And growing as a whole, I think.
And I think the industry as a whole needs to like catch a wake up here and literally see, like, there's a new wave of people coming through. There's a new wave of how people see things. Because I was told that they don't want to take the risk because the client is spending like a lot of money on this. But hey man, you didn't give me the chance to come
to show what I can do.
That I can do this. And if the industry doesn't take a chance on us, who's gonna? It's us.
It's us. Nobody else, man. You know? Nobody else, bro. Nobody else.
So I think for me that was the one thing that I'd really like to see change in the industry, like literally.
Giving other people
giving other people a chance and roping people in, so I'm like I'm really big on collabs, like I love collaborating with people or maybe bringing other people's ideas to life, you know what
collabs.
I mean? And I don't know, how important do you think collaborations and the creative community is via your craft?
Collaboration, it depends on who you collaborates with. Like sometimes you have a dope collaboration, sometimes you have a fucked up collaboration. I think it's all about just sitting down and having like this energy where you guys can work together as a whole, you know. For me right now, I'm taking that step to like start collaborating with a lot of people, because I think I distance myself a lot. I do my own shit, you know, when it comes to fashion. I don't like do any collaborations with other people. But right now I think it's time for me to like open my hands, man, and talk to other people and work with, especially you, bro. We've been saying we want to work on something, but we haven't. We just sit down properly and talk what we can shoot.
You know why? Because I think for the longest time, I've had this thing where I don't see what will come out if I collaborate with another photographer. You know what I mean? So for me, it's always a thing of collaborating with probably someone who's from like a different creative field, like a writer, a stylist or whatever. Like, you know, it always makes more sense for me to collaborate, because you never know what you guys can bring together. Because now if let's say me and you collaborate together on like a project, you're a photographer, I'm a photographer, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Why, bro? Take that risk, Take that risk.
So for me, it's always I like taking a risk with someone who's probably not in the same creative field that I'm in. You know what I mean? What would you say is like the one thing you would say to, if let's say someone is watching this, and they really want to come to Umuzi, or they really want to, I don't know, man, come into the creative industry with what? Or if they don't have a camera?
I don't know, bro. They must make a plan, man. They must shoot. Like if you're hungry for something, you make means, bro.